So, too, has a great mind, is Tyler Dragon. You can follow him on X at the Tyler Dragon. Covers NFL, track and field, NBA, USA Today. He's all over the platform. Tyler, great to have you back on the program. Did you know that song that Wes was just singing?
I did not know the song that he was just singing.
I'm telling you, Tyler, he keeps me on my toes. I love it.
Well, one year, I think it was like the theme for WrestleMania. And you know when that happens, man, it's like drilled into your head, and they play it like 20 million times.
I think the Chargers think one day they're going to have a Hall of Fame quarterback in Justin Herbert. But, Tyler, I watch him, and there's nothing not to like about Justin Herbert. But sometimes with this football team tomorrow night, they're going to host the Cowboys. Cowboys 1.5-point favorites. I feel like the parts don't equal to what the whole should be. And I want to start with Herbert because last I saw him before they go in their bye, did he break his hand? Is he going to have a cast on his hand? Like, what is the health of said Justin Herbert going into that game tomorrow night?
Yeah, so he fractured a left finger, his non-throwing hand, and I was actually at the Chargers practice earlier this week, and he said he's expecting to have no limitations. Now, he will have a glove on his left hand, and you might see some tape. I believe it's his index finger that is fractured. And so that could be something to watch, but he seemed confident entering this Monday night game, and so did Chargers coach Brandon Staley. So I'm assuming he'll be okay, but it is an injury to watch because when he sustained that injury 2 weeks ago against the Las Vegas Raiders, he was unable to take footballs under a direct snap. And in practice earlier in the week, he was not taking footballs under a direct snap either. He did say that he's expecting to do that on Monday, but it is something to monitor definitely during the game.
So, Tyler, do you expect that the Chargers are going to go maybe a little bit more, Kellen Moore is going to go a little bit more run heavy, of course, with the return of Austin Eckler, who is back for the first time since week 1 against Miami with that ankle injury. I know Kellen Moore likes to be balanced pretty much, and you've got that great quarterback, but I got to think they got to ride Austin Eckler just a little bit here against a good Dallas defense.
I do expect them to ride Austin Eckler, but I expect them to ride him a lot through the air. Austin Eckler is one of the best pass-catching running backs in the NFL. I expect the Chargers to be in shotgun often and for Herbert to throw a lot of short, quick passes out in the flats and dump offs to Austin Eckler. Now, will they run the football? Yes, but the Chargers, they're not really a great running football team. They did have a nice performance by their running backs in week 1 against the Dolphins, but overall, they're not a really good running football team. So I expect a lot of short, quick passes to Austin Eckler out of the backfield.
This total is 51, one of the higher totals you're going to see all week, this week in the NFL, Tyler. You mentioned that defense a little bit. We know Dallas is banged up in the defense as well. Obviously, Diggs is out for the year, their lead corner. Leighton Vander Esch is going to be out at the linebacker spot. Because of the issues defensively to both teams, could this be a higher scoring game, even though both teams are banged up, both offensively and defensively?
I do expect a high-scoring game. The Chargers do not have a good defense, as you just mentioned. The Cowboys' defense is banged up. We all know the loss of Diggs, but Leighton Vander Esch, that is going to be a big loss as well. And both teams, it's going to be Monday night. Kellen Moore definitely wants to make a statement. He might not say it, but he's going to want to make a statement against his former team, the offensive coordinator. So I expect him to have an aggressive type game plan. And then the Cowboys, they want to have another game and get the bad taste out of their mouths from that very disappointing, embarrassing performance against the San Francisco 49ers last week. So both teams have a lot at stake, and I expect these offenses to try to score a lot of points.
That's such an interesting storyline, obviously.
Huge.
The story behind the story here with Kellen Moore going against his former boss, you shall say, Mike McCarthy. But Moore obviously motivated, but so is McCarthy. But you know what, Tyler, I watched that game last Sunday night, and I thought, okay, Dak has been throwing a lot of this underneath stuff. He's, got the lowest yards per target of any quarterback in the league. Maybe they're saving something vertical for San Francisco. And Dallas couldn't stretch the field. They just couldn't get vertical. And I wonder if, they have the unit that's really capable of doing that against anybody.
Yeah, I'm really wondering about the Dallas Cowboys offense. It seems kind of outdated to me. They're not stretching the football and throwing downfield to CeeDee Lamb, and he's a pretty good downfield threat. Brandon Cooks, you feel like they signed him to be a deep threat and take the top off the defense, but he's not really been a huge factor down the field as well. I've seen a lot of short, not only screen passes, but crossing routes, slants, stop routes. It's just been just basic type routes by the receivers and not a lot of deep post or go routes at all. It's been just 20 yards and in for the Dallas Cowboys. I do expect that to change a little bit, though. The Chargers defense is prone to giving up big plays. They've been giving up big plays all season. So I do expect Dak Prescott and the Cowboys offense to take some shots down the field.
Tyler, when I go a little bit bigger picture with the Chargers, because it feels like, boy, they got off to the terrible start again, kind of resurrected the season a little bit with a couple wins. Right now, they're 4-1 to win this division, which is longer than it was all summer. Chiefs back off to being the Chiefs. Although, when you look at the Chiefs, I feel like with those two games coming up with L.A., if the Chargers can get a win tomorrow night, could you make a case that they're live in this division overall to really put things together, or do you think the defense is too far away?
I still have to see somebody actually beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs have won the AFC West for 7 straight years, and they're number one right now, going on 8. So I would be a fool to say the Chargers are the favorite or in the running to beat the Chiefs. The Chargers need to go and prove it to me for me to actually say that. But I will say this. The Chiefs look like they've come back to earth a little bit. I don't like what I see from the Chiefs offense, particularly their wide receiver position. I know Rashee Rice is developing into that number one wide receiver on the outside, but he's not that yet. And so outside of Travis Kelce, nobody on Kansas City offense really scares you that can catch the football. Now, Pacheco's a good running back out of the backfield. You got McKinnon, but other than Chiefs running the football or Patrick Mahomes throwing to Travis Kelce, there's not a lot of other guys that can beat you right now for the Kansas City Chiefs. So if the Chargers can somehow shut down Travis Kelce and limit Patrick Mahomes' big plays, shut down the run, then maybe. But then again, the Chiefs' defense is playing a whole lot better this year. And so if the offense kind of catches up to the defense, then I still have the Chiefs winning the division. So I can't say the Chargers are going to beat the Chiefs at this point yet.
It's amazing because the numbers you saw on your screen, that was this summer. Chargers were 3-1, now they're 4-1. Raiders were 13-1, now they're 17-1. Broncos were plus 360, now they're 150-1, and the Chiefs have gone from minus $1.20 to minus 420.
Yeah, Broncos might as well be infinity. Tyler, got about 1 minute left to go here. No undefeateds left in the National Football League as San Francisco and Philadelphia both go down here in week number 6. Of the two teams that did lose today, and both are very good teams, of the two teams, which one would you have more concern about long term that they're going to come back to earth a little bit, San Francisco or Philly?
I would say the Eagles because Jalen Hurts has not performed well this year of late, and he had 3 interceptions today, and you just don't need a performance like that from an MVP-type candidate. For them to only score 14 points against the New York Jets team that we know that was out several starters on both sides of the football, it was just a bad performance from the Philadelphia Eagles, and particularly Jalen Hurts, one of his worst games as a pro.
That is music to my ears, Tyler. I absolutely love
he was fist pumping here off camera.
He was fist pumping here, Tyler. Hey, we appreciate it. Enjoy the game tomorrow night. We'll catch up again soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Have a great night.
Thank you, Tyler.
Great stuff from Tyler Dragon. Is going to be at the game tomorrow night at SoFi for the Cowboys and Chargers.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.